Welcome to World Code Updates, your daily briefing on everything happening around the world. The winds that whip across the northernmost reaches of the Philippines are legendary. Here in Batanes, the elements have always been a force to reckon with, shaping both the land and the people who call it home. These rolling green hills, sculpted by centuries of relentless wind and rain, are more than just a breathtaking sight. They are a testament to resilience. The landscape is both beautiful and unforgiving, a place where nature's power is always felt. The ocean waves crash against the cliffs with a fury that has tested generations. Storms here are not just weather events, they are woven into the very fabric of life in Batanes. For centuries, the Ivatan people have responded with ingenuity, building sturdy stone houses designed to withstand the harshest typhoons. These homes, with their thick walls and thatched roofs, are symbols of adaptation and survival. But today, a new kind of storm is gathering over these islands, a storm not of wind and rain, but of geopolitics and uncertainty. The clouds on the horizon now carry the weight of international tension. Once a remote and peaceful outpost, Batanes now finds itself thrust into the spotlight, caught between the ambitions of global superpowers. The United States and China are locked in a tense standoff, and Batanes sits at the very heart of this unfolding drama. Imagine standing on Mavulis Island, the northernmost tip of the Philippines. From here, Taiwan is just 100 miles away, a short stretch of sea that now feels narrower than ever. The sense of proximity to global flashpoints is palpable. The tranquility that once defined these islands is being replaced by the hum of military aircraft, the rumble of construction equipment, and the steady presence of soldiers. Strategic calculations are now part of daily life. Batanes' location has transformed it into a critical asset. Its proximity to Taiwan makes it a potential game-changer in any conflict that might erupt in the region. The islands are now seen as a key piece on the chessboard of Asia-Pacific security. In command centers from Manila to Washington, military planners study maps of Batanes, analyzing every cove and coastline, every deep water port. The island's strategic value has never been higher. In war games and simulations, control of Batanes is often the deciding factor. Its position could mean the difference between victory and defeat in a regional conflict. The stakes are enormous. Today, Batanes is more than just a remote outpost. It has become a staging ground for military operations, a listening post for intelligence gathering, and a strategic choke point that could shape the future of the region. For the Ivatan people, this new reality brings both opportunity and risk. Some see the chance for economic growth and development, while others worry about the dangers of being caught in the crossfire of great power rivalry. The quiet rhythms of daily life are now intertwined with the presence of foreign soldiers and military hardware. For the children of Batanes, the sight of military vehicles has become part of the landscape, a reminder that their home is now a focal point of global attention. The world is watching Batanes. What happens here will not only shape the future of these islands, but could send ripples across the globe, influencing the balance of power in the Asia-Pacific and beyond. To truly grasp why Batanes matters so much, all you need to do is glance at a map. Its location tells a story of outsized importance, far beyond its tiny footprint. This small, windswept archipelago sits at the very northernmost tip of the Philippines, perched less than 150 miles from the southern coast of Taiwan. It's closer to Taipei than to Manila, making it a natural bridge between two critical regions. Its proximity to Taiwan transforms Batanes from a remote, almost forgotten province into a strategic linchpin in the Indo-Pacific. What was once just a speck on the map is now a focal point for military planners. In the event of a Taiwan crisis, Batanes could become a forward operating base for the U.S. and its allies. From here, they could monitor Chinese naval and air movements, launch surveillance drones, and even position advanced missile systems to deter aggression or defend key sea lanes. The islands themselves act as an unsinkable aircraft carrier, providing a stable platform in a critical maritime space where mobility and reach are everything. For China, the presence of a friendly military force in Batanes complicates any plans for a blockade or assault on Taiwan. It adds a layer of uncertainty and risk to any military operation in the region. Batanes overlooks the Bashi Channel, a narrow but vital waterway that serves as a gateway for global trade and a key route for Chinese naval transit between the South China Sea and the Pacific Ocean. Chinese submarines and warships must pass through this channel to reach the open Pacific, making it a natural choke point for anyone seeking to monitor or control naval movements. That's why controlling the Bashi Channel is a top priority for both the US and China. Whoever holds sway here can shape the outcome of any conflict in the region. For decades, Batanes' value was mostly theoretical, a place discussed in war games and strategy papers. But as China's military power has grown, the stakes have become real. Now, both Washington and Manila see Batanes as an essential piece of the defensive puzzle, a place where cooperation and preparation could make all the difference. Its isolation, once a challenge for development, is now its greatest strategic asset. The remoteness makes it harder to attack, easier to defend, and perfect for early warning systems. In today's tense environment, Batanes stands as a potential flashpoint, a tiny group of islands that could play a giant role in the next major conflict in Asia. For years, the Philippines focused on internal threats, not its northern frontier. But China's aggressive actions in the West Philippine Sea forced a dramatic shift. Harassment of Filipino fishermen and resupply missions made clear that Beijing's ambitions were real. President Marcos Jr. responded by modernizing the armed forces and pivoting to external defense. The new comprehensive archipelagic defense concept aims to protect the country's entire territory, especially Batanes. Strengthening the U.S. Philippine alliance is central to this strategy. The 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty guarantees support if either nation is attacked. With renewed confidence, Manila is fortifying its northern frontier. Batanes is now a symbol of the Philippines' more assertive defense posture. The islands are no longer overlooked, they're on the front line. Nothing signals Batanes' new importance like American and Filipino soldiers training together on its shores. The annual Balikatan exercises have expanded to include Batanes and northern Luzon. These drills rehearse rapid deployments, coastal defense, and logistics for island operations, directly relevant to a Taiwan conflict. Thousands of troops, advanced hardware, and observers from allies like Australia and Japan now participate. Deploying HIMARS, Patriot missiles, and F-35S demonstrates the Allies' ability to project power into the Luzon Strait. The military presence is shifting from temporary exercises to a more permanent rotational force. The Philippine military is increasing its own troop numbers and upgrading facilities. For Batanes residents, soldiers in uniform are now a common sight. Their islands have become a critical part of regional security. Reinforcing Batanes isn't just about troops, it's about infrastructure. A construction boom is transforming the region into a logistical hub for sustained military presence. Airports are being upgraded to handle larger aircraft, enabling rapid deployment in a crisis. Runways across northern Luzon are being lengthened for joint use by Philippine and U.S. Air Forces. The port in Basco is being improved for naval vessels, reducing reliance on distant bases. A new naval detachment on Mavulas Island provides a vital observation post over the Bashi Channel. U.S. security assistance is funding warehouses for humanitarian aid and military equipment. American engineers work alongside Filipinos, building a network of fortified outposts. This infrastructure is a long-term investment in regional security. Remote islands are becoming fortified, ready for any contingency. The U.S.-Philippine alliance is now visible in concrete and steel. New outposts mark Manila's resolve to defend its northern border. Naval stations, barracks, and Coast Guard posts provide early warning and rapid response in the waters near Taiwan. On Mavulas Island, a new facility with advanced surveillance equipment monitors all ship and air traffic through the Bashi Channel. The Philippine Coast Guard's expanded presence with modern patrol boats asserts authority and protects local fishermen. This white hull presence counters China's gray zone tactics without immediate escalation. These outposts are integrated into a wider security network, sharing intelligence with Manila and U.S. allies. Real-time information ensures coordinated responses to threats. The Philippines is shifting from reactive to proactive defense. Batanes is no longer blind to its own backyard. The Luzon Strait, including the Bashi Channel, is one of the world's most strategic waterways. Stretching between the northern tip of the Philippines and the southern coast of Taiwan, this narrow passage connects the South China Sea to the vast Pacific Ocean. Every day, countless ships, carrying everything from oil and natural gas to consumer goods, navigate these waters, making it a vital artery not just for Asia, but for the entire global economy. At the very heart of this maritime crossroads lies the Batanes Archipelago. These remote islands, though small in size, play an outsized role in overseeing the flow of trade and energy supplies that power nations far beyond their shores. Their location makes them a natural sentinel, watching over one of the busiest and most important shipping lanes in the world. For China, the Luzon Strait is both a crucial lifeline and a potential vulnerability. Its navy and submarines must pass through these waters to access the open Pacific, making the strait a gateway for Chinese military ambitions and a choke point that could be used against them in times of conflict. Control of the strait is central to Chinese military strategy. Securing safe passage for its vessels is a top priority, as any disruption could threaten China's access to vital resources and its ability to project power beyond its shores. The United States and its allies are equally determined to keep the strait open and free. They conduct regular patrols and joint exercises, aiming to prevent China from cutting off Taiwan or threatening the security of Japan and South Korea. The freedom of navigation here is seen as essential to maintaining balance and peace in the region. To reinforce this balance, the Philippines is strengthening its military presence in Batanes and northern Luzon. By building up defenses, they create a formidable corridor that raises the risks for any potential Chinese operation, making it harder for adversaries to gain a foothold. The rugged terrain of these islands is ideal for deploying anti-ship missiles, advanced radar systems, and air defense batteries. These assets can monitor and control the narrow sea lanes, providing a powerful deterrent against any hostile moves. Even a relatively small, well-equipped force could hold off a much larger adversary here, thanks to the natural advantages offered by the landscape and the strategic positioning of defenses. The Luzon Strait is a textbook example of a maritime choke point, a narrow passage where the world's economic and military interests converge and where any disruption could have far-reaching consequences. The ongoing battle for control of these waters is at the very heart of the U.S.-China rivalry, shaping the future of security and stability in the Asia-Pacific. In this high-stakes contest, Batanes stands as the fulcrum, a small group of islands with a pivotal role in the balance of power across Asia's arterial waterway. The buildup extends beyond Batanes to key bases across northern Philippines. Under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, the U.S. now has access to new sites, including a naval base in Cagayan and an airfield on Fuga Island. These locations allow American forces to operate closer to Taiwan and disperse assets, reducing vulnerability. Fuga Island's planned outpost could host surveillance systems, missile batteries, and special operations forces. This network of bases deepens the U.S. Philippine alliance, moving from joint exercises to pre-positioned equipment and rotational deployments. It sends a strong signal to China about the credibility of U.S. security commitments. The Allies are building a robust, integrated defense architecture. These sites are designed to counter Chinese aggression and uphold a free and open Indo-Pacific. The Philippines is no longer just a staging ground, it's a partner in deterrence. The region's security now depends on this evolving alliance. Batanes' transformation into a strategic fortress has global implications. The islands are now a barometer for U.S.-China relations and a potential flashpoint for conflict. The military buildup and joint exercises are part of a high-stakes chess game in the Indo-Pacific. A miscalculation here could escalate into a major confrontation between nuclear powers. The fortified northern border deters Chinese aggression but also raises the risk of confrontation. For Batanes residents, this brings both opportunity and anxiety. Their home is now a potential target. Their story is a reminder of the human cost of great power competition. The stability of the Indo-Pacific and the future of the rules-based order are at stake. The quiet buildup on these remote islands is a critical chapter in the 21st century's defining rivalry. As the world watches, Batanes stands on the edge of conflict, its fate tied to the winds of geopolitics.